Now, Dr. Nandipha Magudumana has arrived in Bloemfontein for her court appearance this morning. Another suspect linked to Thabo Bester's prison break is appearing before the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. The suspect worked for a company that installed cameras at Manqoba Correctional Centre and is believed to have ensured the cameras malfunctioned and were not able to capture Bester's escape. Let's go to our reporter Manqoba Mchunu, who is in Bloemfontein, for us to give us an update. Manqoba, did you at all catch a glimpse of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana arriving there?
Well, Masiko, not quite. In fact, to understand that the arrival was very swift. In fact, when she arrived here, she was flanked by policemen. There was high security around her arrival. And of course, the media had not been allowed to go inside the police station. And of course, by the time we got here, Masiko, she had already arrived. We understand that she is currently inside the Park Road police station, where she is being essentially processed, of course, after being arrested earlier this morning, or arriving in the country rather earlier this morning after being deported in the country. Recall, of course, Masiko, that they had arrived in the early hours of the morning, and the police minister indicating that Nandipha Magudumana will in fact be appearing in court here today. So we understand, Masiko, that the court hearing itself is going to begin this afternoon. It's been scheduled to take place at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, before that, we understand that Dr. Nandipha Magudumana will be processed here at this particular police station. But also, as far as we understand, she's not going to be appearing alone. She'll be appearing alongside another accused who has been arrested since Tuesday, when we saw the last court appearance here at the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. And what we know so far is that this other accused is a 44-year-old man who is a CCTV technician that had been working at the Manqoba Correctional Services Centre at the time. And what we understand as well is that he was, an employee or a contractor of a company that was responsible for the maintenance and the installation of the CCTV cameras at that particular facility, the Manqoba Correctional Services. And of course, we understand that he had handed himself over to police on Tuesday, and since then he has then subsequently been charged for aiding and abetting in an escape of a convicted prisoner, as well as defeating the ends of justice, among other charges that he is facing. But as far as Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's charges are concerned, Masiko, we also understand that she will be facing similar charges, that being of aiding and abetting a convicted prisoner aiding a convicted prisoner from escaping. And then the other one will be a charge of murder in relation to the 3 bodies that she allegedly stole from the Free State mortuary, and also a charge of violation of a body. Those are some of the charges that we understand she'll be facing when she does ultimately appear in court today. I can tell you that there's quite a huge media interest here outside, journalists and media houses that are waiting here, camping outside, just hoping to catch a glimpse of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana as she makes her appearance in court. Of course, it follows another court appearance here that we saw on Tuesday, where her father was also charged for aiding and abetting in the escape of Thabo Bester. So we're expecting those proceedings, Masiko, to take place around about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
And I mean, you mentioned, Manqoba, that she's going to be facing a lot of charges, a myriad of charges, it seems, and I'm sure you're going to be finding out exactly what those charges would be once she has made her appearance. And I think you said it around 2 o'clock this afternoon. But I just want to know from you, do we have any other information? We know that there are 3 bodies that have been, linked to her, one of them having her claimed that one of them is her father. Do we know about the other 2 bodies? What's the story around that?
Well, at this point, Masiko, it's still very unclear as to where the other bodies, what was, the reason of, for those bodies having been stolen and exactly the identity of who those people could possibly be. I think police at this particular stage are still investigating, and they are quite tight-lipped, Masego, on this particular investigation. They had indicated that they're not going to be giving a blow-by-blow account of this particular investigation, and of course you can understand the sensitivity around this particular investigation, but what we do understand is that she will be facing those charges in relation to those bodies. We know that one of those bodies was subsequently found at a river stream here with a tag on it just days or weeks later after it had been taken from that Free State mortuary. But also we're still unclear whether any of those bodies were actually, one that was found in Thabo Bester's cell 35 on the 3rd of May when this incident occurred, and of course the details around that are still going to be clear when this matter is heard in court. But so far what we do understand is that she will be appearing here at this particular court, but the details as far as the charges are concerned, I think we'll get more details about that when she does subsequently appear in court. But what we also understand as far as Thabo Bester is concerned is that he may be due to appear as well in court either today or tomorrow. The police at this time saying that they're still trying to work out, the processes as far as that is concerned. But what we do know is that the appearance is likely to take place here or in the Gauteng province, where he was subsequently arrested and detained at the Kgosi Mampuru prison in Pretoria. So we understand that there is 24-hour surveillance around his cell, and I think those details will become clear as this case, of course, continues, Masego. But what we do understand is that they will be joined with the two other accused that appeared here in court on Tuesday, that being a former G4S employee as well as the father of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana.
Just remind us one more time, Manqoba, as the team shows on screen the viewers exactly what happened this morning when both Thabo Bester and Nandi Magudumana arrived at the Lanseria airport at around 4 a.m. this morning. Just remind us that she was being put into that private vehicle. If you know any information of who this person was, an entire doctor, before finding herself embroiled in this mess.
Indeed, Masego, and I think many people are baffled. Dr. Nandipha Magudumana was a well-known celebrity doctor, somebody who was out there in the media, and, somebody who was, very outspoken, in fact, and, loved by many people for the work that she had done. Of course, she had run an aesthetic, practice that was in Morningside, we understand, Masego, and all we know is that, up until, recently, that's when we heard her involvement as far as the escape of Thabo Bester is concerned. And of course, what we know so far is that she had a huge role in masterminding and assisting Thabo Bester in that escape. And of course, you know, Masego, that for over a year that stayed in a lavish mansion in Hyde Park, where it's believed that they've been hiding with Thabo Bester for the duration of the time up until, of course, the escape in March, where they are believed to have crossed the border into Zimbabwe and then into Tanzania, where they were subsequently arrested. So, yeah, that's what we know so far, Masego. But what we also understand, of course, is that she had been arrested last week, Friday, and subsequently then arriving here in the country this morning, where she will be appearing in court.
Manqoba Mchunu live for us in Bloemfontein. Let's leave it there for now.